Alan Young is a British-born Canadian actor best known for his role as Wilbur Post in the television series Mr. Ed and as the voice of Scrooge McDuck in Disney films, TV series and video games. During the 1940s and 1950s, he starred in his own shows on radio and television. Biography. Early life. Young was born Angus Young in North Shields, Northumberland, England, to John Cathcart Young, a shipyard worker, and Florence Pinckney, whose ancestors included a signer of the United States Declaration of Independence. The family moved to Edinburgh, Scotland when Young was a toddler, and to West Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada when he was 6 years old. Young came to love radio when bedridden as a child because of severe asthma. Near the start of his radio career, during World War II, Young attempted to enlist in first the Royal Canadian Navy, then the Canadian Army, but was rejected by both due to his poor health. Career. Young had his own comedy radio series on Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. In 1944, he moved to American radio with The Alan Young Show, NBC's summer replacement for Eddie Cantor's show. He switched to ABC 2 years later, then returned to NBC. Young's film debut was Margie, and featured in Chicken Every Sunday. In 1950, the television version of The Alan Young Show began. By 1951, the series had garnered not only praise but also several Primetime Emmy Awards, including Outstanding Lead Actor for Alan Young. After its cancellation, Young continued acting in films, among which Androcles and The Lion and Gentleman Marry Brunettes, and 2 George Pal films, Tom Thumb and The Time Machine. He is best known, however, for Mr. Ed, a CBS television show, in which he starred as Wilbur Post, the owner of Mr. Ed, a talking horse that would talk to no one but him, thus causing hilarious situations for Wilbur Post with his wife, neighbors and acquaintances. He also starred as Stanley Beamish in the unaired 1966 pilot episode of Mr. Terrific, but apparently declined to appear in the broadcast series in 1967 that followed. He appeared in the episode Thin Ice of the NBC espionage drama Five Fingers, starring David Hedison. Young's television guest roles include Gibbsville, The Love Boat, Murder, She Wrote, Saint Elsewhere, Coach, Party of Five, The Wayans Brothers, USA High, Hang Time, ER, Maybe It's Me and Sabrina, The Teenage Witch, where he played Zelda's love interest in the episode Sweet Charity. In the late 1960s, he retired from acting for several years. During that time, he founded a broadcast division for the Christian Science Church. Since 1983, he has voiced Scrooge McDuck in numerous Disney films and in the popular series DuckTales. In Mickey's Christmas Carol, he portrayed the character's miserly namesake. He also plays Scrooge in video games that he appears in, such as the Kingdom Hearts series and most recently in DuckTales, remastered in 2013. During the 1980s, Young became active in voice acting. Apart from Scrooge McDuck, his other prominent roles are Farmer Smurf on The Smurfs, Seven's Arc 7 and Keop in Battle of the Planets and Hiram Flaversham in The Great Mouse Detective. He also guest-starred on The Incredible Hulk, The New Scooby and Scrappy-Doo Show and Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. In 1991, Alan Young returned to the stage, starring as Cap and Andy Hawks in the California Music Theater's adaptation of Showboat. He had been called for the role after Van Johnson, who was initially cast in the part, was hospitalized. He had also appeared in the plays A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum and The Girl with the Freudian Slip. In 1993, he recreated his role as Philby for the mini-sequel to George Pal's The Time Machine, reuniting him with Rod Taylor, who had played George, the time traveler. It was called Time Machine, The Journey Back, directed by Clyde Lucas. In 2002, he had a cameo as the flower store worker in Simon Wells' remake of The Time Machine, and in 2010, he read H. G. Wells' original novel for Seventh Voyage Productions, Incorporated. In 1994, Young co-starred in the Eddie Murphy film Beverly Hills Cop 3. He played the role of Uncle Dave Thornton, the Walt Disney-esque founder of the fictional California theme park Wonderworld. Since 1994, he has played at least 8 characters, most notably antique dealer Jack Allen on the popular radio drama Adventures in Odyssey. In 1997, he did the voice of Haggis McMutton in the PC game, The Curse of Monkey Island. His recent guest roles in animated series include Megas XLR, Static Shock, House of Mouse, The Ren and Stimpy Show, Duckman, Batman, the animated series and Tailspin. Personal life: Young was married 3 times. He and Mary Ann Grimes were married from 1941 to 1947 and had 2 children. He was married to Virginia McCurdy from 1948 to 1995 and had 2 children. From 1996 to 1997, he was married to Mary Chipman. Young currently lives in Woodland Hills, California. In his later years, Young suffered financial difficulties and declining health while enduring dissension among his 4 children over who should have control of his person and estate. Filmography: radio, film, television series, video games. References: A. B. Allen Young. The New York Times. Stevens, Christopher. Born Brilliant, The Life of Kenneth Williams. John Murray. PA 368. ISBN A1-84854-195-3. Allen Young, Archive Interview Part 1 of 6 on YouTube. Thomas, Bob. Comic Allen Young Critical of TV. The Milwaukee Sentinel. Allen Young and Mr. Ed. The Gettysburg Times. March 18, 1961. Retrieved 2014. Sylvie Drake. Stage, Showboat to Float Without Its Star. Retrieved 2014. Allen Young's Voiceography Behind the VoiceActors.com. Adams, Cindy. Old Horse Tale Full of Sadness. New York Post. Retrieved January 10, 2014. External links: official website, Allen Young at the Internet Movie Database, Kulf Nisterov interview with Allen Young Show on Way Back When, Allen Young interview on the Joe Cook program July 2006, Allen Young interview video at the Archive of American Television, Internet Archive, The Allen Young Show, interviewed about Mr. Ed, June 2014.